Hello everybody and welcome back to my movie review week here on youtube.com/thebladedtechshow. Today I will be reviewing the movie Wild Tales. It's a 2014 sorry, got a gif. It's kind of a 2014 tale movie, you know. And that's what makes it weird. Because there's no real connective tissue. Let me take those glasses off. Forgot about the glare. There's no real connective tissue in this movie at all. There's these people that are in completely different scenes. There's like Ricardo Duran. It's a Mexican film, so you're gonna see a lot of Mexican names in this. Ricardo Duran as Simon Fisher, Leonardo Sabariga as Diego, Erica Rivas as Romina, Dario Grandinetti as Salgado, Oscar Martinez as Maricio, Rita Cortez as Cociniera, and Julieta Zalberberg as Moza. Moza, I think. But I viewed this on a recommendation from a friend, and my god, what a good movie. Well, except for the, I say good movie with a little asterisk. It's a good movie in terms of, oh yeah, I'll sit down and watch this, and I can, look at my phone if I'm bored, you know? It's a very good kind of, movie that you'll rent that's kind of subpar. It's a movie you don't want to pay for, per se. This is a great movie to just make sure I'm not getting any information. Just do Netflix on. And yes, I get the little Netflix sleeves. Deal with it. In fact, I got Beverly Hills Cop and, what is it? A Most Violent Year? Is that what it is? Yeah, this is Beverly Hills Cop, and this is something. Yeah, A Most Violent Year. Oscar Isaac. Probably won't be reviewing those because I'm done with movie reviews after this week. Done with them for a while. This is stressful to do every night. I'll probably do once a week. But I'll be doing a Deadpool review. But anyways, it likes. The cinematography is very good, and you'll see me do a lot of this in my movie reviews, because that's the way I picture things, is in this frame. A lot of it's director hands, basically. When I describe a scene of a movie now, ever since I've become classy, I guess, with my movie viewings, I'll be like, okay, so imagine this, and then I'll see this little window, peer inside of it. This is what you see. You know, and this movie kind of has that kind of feel to it, that director's window of this reminds me of what I like and hate about theater, both in the traditional sense and non-traditional, because when a person describes theater, they don't say something that's on a stage. What they say is the story, if there is one. This is how they describe story, rather, when they talk about theater. They say, view the story, if there is one, there usually is, view the story as a window. That's why you see many directors doing this, because they're trying to visualize that window into that person's life. So Wild Tales is kind of presented in that way, with different actors and actresses for each scene, or for each kind of set piece. And you see this a lot with video games. While not so extreme, that Dragon Cancer does it as a vignette. They have different places and that act as a set piece. Now, in this movie, the actors are the set piece. And by the way, full disclosure, I got that for review, and I'm gonna get the Kickstarter film for review. So, I think it's called Thank You, Amy and Ryan Green, or something like that. go back on Kickstarter. I'll leave the link down below if I remember. I think it's become funded, but anyways, besides that, I've really been interested about this whole window into the life concept of this movie, but I just think, and I'm sorry I'm talking a lot about this, but this is really the meat of the movie. I just think that some connective tissue, like some centerpiece, that big thing, because I was in a play that was pretty much like this, except for it had a central point to which all the stories came together in one big massive sandwich. I like sandwiches. I use them as analogies a lot of the time. But I was in you have different, they're anthologies. They're just different actors for different scenes, and sometimes they'll show up in another scene, and you kind of get theories spinning around in your head, you know. But with Almost Maine, which is the play I did back in high school, I was this. I wish I could find this. Well, I know where it is, but it's somewhere in here. I just can't see it right in front of my face. I can't do that. But to visualize it, I basically played this 30, 40-year-old man who is woken up in the middle of the night to basically his ex-girlfriend. And I'm not going to give too much away because I think you should all see a stage production of Almost Maine. It's fantastic. I felt I was fantastic. I really want to do acting sometime again. In fact, I saw Classified over... I'm pointing at the Classified over there, where they're like, if you want to act, just call this number. I'm like, are you kidding me? I want to act. But, anyways, I get woken up in the middle of the night by my ex, and then there's this whole scene of his inner sadness that since he's married, he can't go out with this girl, and he feels trapped in between the two. And then there was another scene where this dude's in a bar, and he's mourning the loss of his one true love, and then he finds a new love. And those two stories might not seem interconnected, but they are, by this thing that I won't explain because spoilers. You should all go see it sometime if you have a theater near you. But anyways, Wild Tales is very much like that, but except for without that glue, that epoxy glue, just holding. Sorry, I'm shaking the table. I was just doing this. Well, that make a gif of that. But it lacks the glue that holds the plot together. Because there's this one scene where two dudes are beating up each other, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of like torture porn at points, because it just doesn't get to its point. It just says, here's the movie, have at it, you know. And I think it's not very conducive or explanatory. It's just stuck without that glue. I know I've taken 6 minutes to explain that, but you know what? I'd rather go on a big tirade about plays and stuff like that to better explain this than my While We're Young review, which I was just like, it was a good movie, because I feel like some idiosyncrasies didn't sync up there. Not to make a pun, but I just did. But I just think that this movie lacks glue. I mean, that's simple as that. Everything else is great about the film. But if you like this movie week, if you're just watching for the first time and like this video, if you want to subscribe, that would be great, because I have like 5 subscribers, and I'm trying to make movie reviews on here a regular thing. Now, not so as intense as my movie week, because I've got like 2 movies sitting here. Please don't zoom in on that. It's my address. I forgot to do this. But anyways, I'm turning into a big movie fanatic, and I kind of just want to use this as an outlet for that. And if you appreciate that, like the video, and comment on what you thought of Wild Tales. It's a movie from 2 years ago. I'm sure somebody's seen it who's watching this video. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow with the review of Amy Winehouse documentary, which I don't really call a documentary because it's all, you'll find out in the review. But until next time, which tomorrow, I'll see ya.